Not everything works when I think it ought to work. Not everything works out like I think it ought to work out. See, because I've just got this little finite mind, and I can just see from the beginning to not even the end. I really only see from the beginning to now. But I serve a God that sees in the beginning of beginnings down to the end of ends. And so to die to self, I had to put myself in his arms, and I have to say, not my timetable, not my timetable, God, your timetable. And I just got to keep talking to him about it. And I got to yield to his timetable. And oftentimes his timetable doesn't match my timetable, because he sees things better than I do. You ever had a child that wanted to run out in the street and get the ball? What do? You say, stop! Don't go in that street. Now, if you're 3 years old, you have no idea the danger that's in the street. But the parent does. Why? Because they know better. Any of you ever have a sandbox when you were a child growing up? Okay, I had a big sandbox. Big Daddy made me a sandbox, and he brought most of the beach up there and put it in there. What's something little boys do when they get in a sandbox? Anybody know? We get handfuls of that sand, and where does it go? Up in the air. And so Mama come out there, and she said, now, Walkie, do not throw sand in the air anymore. You're going to look up, you're going to get a bunch of sand in your eyeball, and you're not going to like that. And so, do not throw any more sand in the air. I think my mama was related to Attila the Hun, because she hadn't disappeared long. What do you think I did? I got some sand, and I said, woohoo! I did not know she was walking out or watching out the window. And so she comes storming off that screen porch. I saw her. My little heart. I was about 2.5 years old, people. I still remember it. My little heart started beating fast, And then she went by the willow tree, and you know what she got while she was walking by that willow tree, don't you? She got a bullwhip. She called it a switch. I call them bullwhips. Amen. She got that switch. This is one of the funniest things ever happened in my childhood. And she come up there, and she grabbed me up, and she reached back, and my little dog bit her on the arm and pulled that arm back, would not let her spank me. And boy, I fed that dog treats for months and months and months after that. But anyway, in a little while, the dog was subdued, and I got my switching for throwing sand up in the air. But you know what I could not tell her while she was switching me? I was crying because I was getting switched. But I couldn't tell her then. I had to go in and ask Mama Little, Mama Little, you got anything to wash the sand out of my eyes? My eyes are full of sand. And that don't feel good. That'll make you go blind. But see, Mama knew that. I didn't know that. I'd never had any sand in my eye, so I didn't know what it felt like. And I got news for you. You don't know what's best even for you. God does. Because he's got a whole lot more info on it than you do. Huh? How many of your parents ever told your child not to do something because it was dangerous for them? Let me see your hands. How many times have you told them to do that and they did not understand what you were talking about? It leads to some terribly funny situations. Leads to some tragic situations sometimes. And so what I'm telling you tonight is, look, there are times when you just simply have to wait. Oh, he can. Sometimes I look at him, I go, I don't understand this. You could handle this tonight. And we're waiting on it. Why? I don't get it. But see, he's doing stuff inside of us while we're waiting. We have the obligation to resist the sin. God will come in and help in his timetable. God will take care of things in His timetable. But you just might as well decide, if you're going to die to self, there's going to be times where you must put your timetable on the side and wait. And that's not always easy. There's times when you have to take, how many of you are good about this like I am? I'm good about figuring out how I want something to end. Anybody else like that? I'm real good about figuring out exactly how I want it to play out and how I want it to end. And then when it doesn't end that way, I'm like, I want to pout. And God immediately says, who you trusting? You trusting you? You trusting me?